It's another one of my wild but true stories. This here take place in Milledgeville, Georgia, my hometown. I was fresh out the military in early 2000. I had got hired at the hospital. Came in as a dietary dude. Met a doctor in the elevator. We had a conversation. Boom, I'm hired in the OR as an anesthesia tech.
That's me. Life was so promising then.
Anesthesia tech, we prepare the room, you know what I'm saying? We go get all the drugs, draw up all the drugs, place them in the right spot, and during the operation, we assist the anesthesiologist with the procedures. I get back to that a minute, boom, flash, I'm at the club one night. So I see this chick who I went to school with, you know what I'm saying? I knew her as being, one of my enemies. He tried to bully me in high school and shit. They was going together, what I'm saying, the time before I graduated and went to the Marine Corps. But I seen her in the club one night. Shit, I was on my Tupac shit. I was like, he my enemy. So she looked alright. So I went over there and started hollering at her. I started talking to her. She was like, what's up, Terrence? I ain't seen you since high school. I like, cool. And I'm like, shit, what's up with you and old boy? You know what I'm saying? She was like, nah, that nigga they got caught cheating and shit. So we separated for right now. I like, shit, we funky Fred dressed to and prayer. Why don't we get together? She said, boy, you crazy. So we ended up having a 2 week stand and whatnot. So during that 2 week, this nigga keep hitting me up on Facebook. He like, man, please leave my girl alone. So being the nice guy that I am, I convinced her to go back to her boyfriend. I'm like, shit, y'all got kids together, you know what I'm saying? And I got with you out of spite. I ain't tell her that, but it was true. Don't fall for me. I just made love to you, girl, and then set you free. So they get back together, right? About a month or two down the line, how about I get a text from this girl talking about she pregnant? I'm like, hey, okay, and he the daddy, right? And she was like, yeah, that's who I'm gonna say who the daddy, but it could be yours. We did have relationships during that time, so I'm just letting you know. I ran into them from time to time. You know what I'm saying? Nigga always had a mug on his face. But I eventually moved to Macon, you know what I'm saying? But I still was working in Milledgeville at the hospital. As time went on, out of sight, out of mind. I ain't here for them, I'm living my life, they living their life. But the universe had something different in store. Check this out. I was chilling on a Saturday. On Saturday we be on call. I wasn't on call this weekend, that weekend. You know, saying my other anesthesia tech, he was on call. So, he called me up. This is like months went by after this, you know what I'm saying? So he called me here like, hey man, I got something to do, man. Can you can go in for me tonight, man? You know what I'm saying? I was like, fuck it, nigga, you owe me, dog. So I come to work. I was like, what we got? What we got? Doctor was like, check the board. So I'll go there and check the board. I see a stat C section. Then I seen the name. Man, my heart dropped. Then them soul tied, boy, you just can't get rid of them like that. Now, I'm telling you. So I like, fuck it, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I prepared the room and everything, drop all the drugs. You know what I'm saying? I had my mask on. I had to pull the extra high. I was like, shit, they probably won't notice me back here. You know what I'm saying? I turned my name tag around, you know what I'm saying, to hide my name. But as soon as she walked in that room, she locked eyes with me. She knew exactly who I was. You know, nigga came in, he was oblivious at first. I was like, God, this is how you trying to tell me that it is my baby and I'm finna watch it being born. So we got ready for the epidural, you know what I'm saying? I have to sit in the epidural. So I walked around the bed, so she was sitting on the edge of the bed. She had to sit on the edge of the bed and I stand in front of her. And she had to put her head in my chest while the doctor administered the epidural in her lower back. So she put her, I'm holding her like this, her head and chest. I had to move my name tag out of the way. And boy, nigga caught sight of my name tag, had turned around. That nigga said, Terrence Dennis. I mean, he said that shit out loud, and she giggled. She giggled, right? And then he was like, He was like asking, he like, what he doing back here? He was like, that nigga drank and smoke. I'm like, this nigga trying to make me lose my job. I'm like, hey sir, I gotta hit my professional, but I'm like, hey sir, you don't quiet down or we're gonna have to escort you out of here. You know. Doctor looked at me and shook his head. I was like, shit, they know I smoke, I drink, I was supposed to stop, but I can't. But it don't affect my job. Well, not then, it didn't, eventually. But that's another story. Man, the tension in that OR, man, you can cut it with a knife. But I was like, fuck it, I gotta do my job. You know what I'm saying? So I sat down, watched the whole process. Them do the C-section, and up until they pull the baby out. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at the baby. I'm trying to see something. You feel me? And he's staring at me. I'm like, nigga, gotcha. The universe works in strange ways, but I didn't like that one bit. But you know, I eventually found out it was his baby. It wasn't mine. They had a blood test. So, but that was crazy, yo.